Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? Welcome to the Coming Apocalypse. This is a YouTube version of it. Of course, this is August the 8th, 2024. We have information just in. We have some breaking information just in, and this is setting the stage for potentially Ezekiel 38. Let me share something with you real quick. First, in the world of economic uncertainty, safeguarding your retirement savings is more important than ever. Gold is a trusted store of value, providing stability for centuries through countless market cycles. With a gold IRA at www.pastorpaulgold.com, you could protect your financial future with the enduring power of precious metals. Noble Gold has experts there. Guys, don't let election volatility erode your hard-earned nest egg. Vote for the timeless safety of gold and silver in 2024. Matter of fact, gold is a biblical currency. And if you do set up a gold or silver IRA and qualify, you could qualify actually for 10 of these coins, and they're unbelievable. They're all 1 ounce pure silver Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump, the 45th, maybe also the 47th president of the United States. You could get 10 of these 1 ounce silver coins, or you could get 10 ounces of the silver bar with the American flag. All of it at www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com, or call at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And tell them that Pastor Paul sent you there. All right? All right. Now, here's what's going on, guys. We have breaking news coming out of the Middle East. Out of the Middle East. We knew everyone's been holding their breath. When is Iran, who has vowed to attack Israel? And Russia's been sending missiles. Russia's been sending warships. Russia's been moving into the area, but they've mainly been sending in missiles and defense mechanisms, what have you, into Iran. Meanwhile, the United States has been sending a lot of bombers and F-15s and F-22s and F-35s and several warships and frigates and things into the area. We just got news that the United States has done a preemptive strike on the Houthi rebels in Yemen. I repeat, the United States has done a preemptive strike on the Houthi rebels in Yemen. According to reports, the United States military has struck several targets of the Houthis in the controlled area there in Yemen, destroying 2 drones, destroying a Houthi ground control station, and destroying 3 anti-ship cruise missile launchers, according to the U.S. Central Command, or CENTCOM. Earlier, the Iranian alleged Houthis said it had attacked a container ship in the Red Sea, and 2 U.S. destroyers in the Gulf of Aden. So the Houthis fired on a container cargo ship in the Red Sea and fired on 2 U.S. destroyers in the Gulf of Aden. So if you ask me, this isn't a preemptive strike. This is a retaliation by the United States. CENTCOM said in a statement on the U.S. strikes, these weapons presented a clear and imminent threat to the United States and to the coalition forces and to merchant ships in the region. It said this reckless, dangerous behavior by the Houthis have threatened the regional stability, but it gave no further details and did not confirm that any U.S. missiles had been hit. Now, CENTCOM is, of course, the U.S. military command that covers the Middle East. The Houthi military spokesperson, a guy named Yahya Saree, S-A-R-E-E, Saree, said earlier that the Houthis' Air Force had launched drones against the U.S. destroyer Cole and had also fired a number of ballistic missiles at the U.S. destroyer Laboon off the coast of Aden. Now, a Liberian flag container ship called the Const Ship Ono was also targeted with ballistic missiles and drones from the Houthis. The Conship management is out of Athens, Greece, and they told Reuters that the vessel had not been hit and its crew were still safe. But a U.S. official said there was no data or information to corroborate the Houthis' claim that the two warships had been attacked. But the Houthi militants had carried out repeated drone and missile strikes at ships in crucial shipping channels on the Red Sea. The Bab al-Mandab Strait, let me say that again, the Bab al-Mandab Strait and the Gulf of Aden has seen several attacks by Houthis in support of the Palestinians in the Gaza war. Shippers have been forced and shippers to... Okay, so now I'm getting weird stuff jumping on my other monitor. That's wild. Somebody don't like me reporting on this. Shippers have been forced and shippers to reroute cargo ships to longer and more expensive journeys around southern Africa. The frequency of these attacks, however, appear to have decreased after Israel hit military targets near Yemen's Hodeidah port back on July 20th, killing 6 people, wounding more than 80, a day after a drone launched by the Houthis hit Israel's economic hub in Tel Aviv. Now, the Reuters daily briefing newsletter provides all the news you need on this if you go to Reuters. But certainly what we're dealing with here now is the U.S. has hit several targets, have hit the Houthis in Yemen. This has just happened. And they've done it in retaliation, although they called it a preemptive strike. So let me see if we get this right. The Houthis work and are funded by the Iranians. They've been taking cheap shots at merchant ships in the Red Sea, cargo ships, over the several months. They now fired on 2 U.S. Military ships, 2 warships, as well as a container ship. The United States has gone in now with several strikes, destroying several different Houthi locations in Yemen. This is so quiet. I mean, the mainstream media is nowhere to be found on this, really. I would think soon you're going to start to hear something on mainstream media. So if we got this right, the Houthis have been firing on cargo ships. Now they fired on U.S. ships. The U.S. went in and destroyed several of their locations in Yemen. And the United States is not calling this a retaliatory strike on these Houthi rebels, but they're calling it a preemptive strike. Which, what they're talking about, preemptive would be you're preventing them from being involved in an attack on Israel, who they have sworn to destroy, along with the Iranians and Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. So it's very complicated now and very convoluted what's taking place in the Middle East and in the Mediterranean, especially the Mediterranean and the Red Sea and the Yemen, over in the Middle East with Yemen, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Iran, the United States, the Israelis, and others, no doubt. Yes, I've done the report, Japan 7.1 earthquake. I did a video on that a couple hours ago. You can check that out. I gave you a pretty comprehensive, thank you, David, a very comprehensive video on that. How that not only did a 7.1 earthquake hit Japan, but Japan then, and it had a 1.6 meter tsunami, about a 5-foot tsunami that hit. And there's been some buildings damaged, and there's been 4 or 5 people hospitalized, and there may be more damage. But also, Japan has just, for the first time ever, sent out a mega quake warning to the general public. Mega quake warning. Told people to start doing earthquake preparedness, get 30 days worth of food and water, that a megaquake is imminent because of the location that this 7.1 earthquake hit in this certain kind of trough that is very susceptible to a mega quake. They're very, 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 very concerned about it. But anyway, I did a video on that earlier. Now I'm telling you that the United States has just hit the Houthis in Yemen, destroying several different locations, ballistic missiles and drones and rocket launchers and different types of capabilities that the Houthis have. The United States has just done a preemptive, and the United States is calling it a preemptive strike, yet we already know that the Houthis fired on 2 U.S. warships and a cargo ship in the Red Sea, and the Mediterranean. So we're witnessing now, this is like the beginning, okay? This is the precursor to a more broader regional war between the United States and Israel against Iran, Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, the Houthis in Yemen, Hamas in Gaza, although I don't think the United States will get involved in that one, and possibly the Russians, who are supplying Iran and everybody in that region with missiles. Things are escalating exponentially. We are at the brink of a full-blown Psalms 83, Ezekiel 38 potential war. Thank you. That earthquake last year in Turkey was around 7.8. Thank you, Karen. And it killed 50,000 people. So you got, you know, and then in the 9.1 earthquake that hit Japan back on March 11/11 killed 26,000 people because that massive tsunami really is what caused it. But the earthquake in Turkey killed 50,000. Now Japan has, here it is. Japan, for the first time ever, and I just covered this in an extensive video, but Japan issued the first ever mega quake warning after the 7.1 earthquake. First time they've ever issued a mega quake warning. That is not my words. I'm not sensationalizing. I'm just telling you that this is the world we're in now. U.S. strikes at Houthi targets, hitting Houthi targets in Yemen after the Houthis fired on 2 U.S. warships and 1 cargo ship in the Mediterranean and in the Red Sea. So we've got a lot going on here, guys. It's getting very, very intense, and Israel knows that we're living in this very dangerous time. We really are living in dangerous times. Tonight's show will be incredible. Troy Anderson, my co-author of Revelation 9/11, will be joining me. He's just written a brand new book. It's about ready to come out. We'll tell you about that. But also Mike from around the world and that water event in Alaska. Now earthquakes and wars and rumors of wars.
For this crooked generation.
That's at 9 o'clock tonight Eastern.
You even find faith in the earth when you bring down revelation. Forgive us now the sins of our youth, worshiping the idols that knew everything but the truth. Teach us how to uncorrupt our minds. Show us now while we still have the time. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We abandon everything to follow you, our King. streets.
How much will we see before the fire falls? Lord, could this really be the last altar call? We need your blood over the doorpost of our hearts. Anoint us with your fiery love as the praise and worship starts. We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy,
Hallelujah.
We need you, Yeshua. Holy, holy, hallelujah. We abandoned everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the streets. Oh, we abandoned everything.
Thank you. It's good to hear that, Linda.
Follow you, our King.
Deborah, I'm glad you got your package.
We throw our
Linda, I'm
gold
glad you got my
and
book,
silver
Revelation
in the
9/11.
streets.
Thank you so much, Rick. I'm glad you noticed. Working on it. Working on it. We're living in the end times.
We abandoned everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the streets. We abandoned everything to follow you, our King. We throw our gold and silver in the streets.
Unbelievable, guys. It's unbelievable. Powerful song written by Israel Hall, and Israel and I both sing it on that song. It's on my album, Harmonize and Prophesy. Matter of fact, guys, you can still get the tickets for the webinar, Aliens Among Us. Get your tickets right now. You can go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. You'll see the purple banner. Click it. Get the ticket. Don't miss it. Matter of fact, you could be watching that webinar today before Mike from Around the World interview tonight, before the show tonight at 9 o'clock. And I got a doubleheader for you. Troy Anderson, my co-author of Revelation 9/11, is going to join me. We're going to talk a little bit about Revelation 9/11, but also he's written a brand new book, and we're going to tell you about that. So Troy Anderson will join me, and Mike from Around the World is going to join. And boy, we got to talk about the water event. This is the first of many water events, but the one that happened yesterday in Alaska. We're going to talk about the double whammy, 2 massive solar flares on the sun. We're going to talk, did that cause the earthquake, the 7.1 earthquake that's hit Japan today? The fact that Japan has now issued a mega earthquake warning, first time ever. California is shaking and quaking over in Bakersfield and in Grapevine. What does that mean? Is the pole shifting? Is that why Yellowstone geyser exploded? Okay, is that why we're seeing and what about the Hurricane Debbie? What a Debbie Downer, still going, still dumping a ton of wind and rain and tornadoes and water everywhere. Flooding in South Carolina, North Carolina, still not done, as it recircled back and made a second landfall in the United States. We're going to be talking about all those things and tonight with Mike. And then, of course, the Middle East. And now the United States has hit the Houthis. The United States hit the Houthis, not Israel. The United States. And the U.S. is calling it a preemptive strike. What does this mean, guys? And don't forget, you can go to our website at paulbegleyprophecy.com, get your ticket for Aliens Among Us. What a great webinar. Or you can call Pick up the phone and call the main line, 765 414 2230. Also, I'll be a guest on The Big Picture tonight with Larry Ragland. I'll be his guest tonight. So all of this is taking place. And there's a whole lot more. We're going to stay on top of all these stories and everything taking place here. J.D. Vance is trying to hunt down Kamala Harris. Unbelievable. What a bold move. J.D. Vance happens to be in Eau Claire, Wisconsin yesterday, the same time that Kamala Harris was in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So their planes were sitting at the same airport. And that's a small airport because I've been there before. I used to travel there to go see Menards. Menards' corporate headquarters is up in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So it's a small airport. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. Kamala, can you come out and talk to us all? It's a small, small world. Yeah, J.D. Vance made an advance toward Kamala and said, "Why don't you come out and play? The media want to talk to you. You've been the presumptive, the selected candidate. You weren't elected. You're being selected. But why don't you come out and talk to the media? They're right here. I've been talking to them every day. I brought them with me over to your plane." He said he waved, but he didn't see a wave back. It's getting crazier. We're going to talk about all of this stuff, guys. It's getting crazier in these end times. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time, guys. We're absolutely running out of time, and people are not ready. People are not saved. And there's a lot of shapeshifters. I think that there's some shapeshifting going on in the politics. I'm starting to think that some people, I'm not sure if there's a lot of shape-shifting, flip-flopping politicians going on right now. A lot of shape-shifting. Are you saved?